Hi guys, thank you for joining me today. We are breaking out the watercolors, breaking out some Daniel Smith, and we've got a little palette right there that is, really I got it because it was super cute, and it is Cotman. I haven't really used it yet, but it's a cute little set, so I might keep the Cotman or I might switch it out. That palette open there is the big one with Daniel Smith. It's also got my Schminky in the second row, and then all of the Winsor Newton. So we're painting, as you can see, we're painting a pathos plant today. And the main colors I used were the blue palette at the top right there is all the Mission Gold. And for the most part, Mission Gold, Sap Green is what was used on most of the leaves, and then to darken it up and in the darkest spots, the Hooker's Green is what was used. The yellows, or what kind of looks yellow, is actually a green gold by Winsor Newton. Then when you get into like the pot of the plant, that's Moonglow. Some of the shadows, neutral tint for Winsor Newton is used. And the wood along the bottom is yellow ochre, gold ochre, and raw umber of Winsor Newton. And I'm using my trusty silver, the black silver black velvet 3000 round, sizes 8 and 4. I start out with the 8 a lot, and then I go in and do a lot more with the number 4 with the details. So I started out, especially the leaf that we're looking at right now, going in and doing first a layer of water and going wet into wet, dropping in the green gold where it shows, and then a lot of the sap green, and then dropping in some of the darker green where it's needed. And then once that dries, I go back and darken some of it up. But then with some of, I used a picture from Pexels as a reference, and also I have a pathos plant. And so from using the real thing and the picture, a lot of the leaves aren't so softly like from one color into the other. It like there's hard lines, and it cuts from yellow to green and so forth on the leaves. So I did a mixture of doing the wet into wet and then wet into dry, and then choosing which lines I was going to soften up and which ones I was going to leave hard. But that is the majority of the methods that I used, going through each leaf one at a time and then letting it dry, going back in and darkening it up, or, wetting it, softening up different lines or adding more yellow. And some of them are in shadow, a little bit more shadow and the different stems and stuff through there. I think I kept it. At one point I dropped the brush, so I had to make an extra leaf on the top right hand corner where the paintbrush hit. But that's our secret. So I am going to let you guys watch. I don't really have much else to go over because it's really the same method over and over again, at least until it gets into the pot. And then I can explain that as that comes in. But really with the pot at the end is I did a light wash and dropped water droplets into it, just fresh water, and made that kind of pattern with that. The wood texture was really fun at the end, because it's just a series of doing the wash with the yellow ochre and then going with the gold ochre and making different lines, different thick lines, thin lines. It's letting a lot of it bleed into each other, and then with wet on wet, and then going back wet on dry and doing some more that stood out a little bit more. And then I went in with the neutral tint and did the inside of the pot, and then also did a little bit of the shadow on the bottom of the pot and where the pathos lays against the wood grain of the table at the bottom. So I'm going to let you watch the painting, and hopefully you will watch along and maybe paint along with me as well. So I'll let you listen to music and chill and watch the rest of the watercolor. Thank you, and please, if you like the painting, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm going to do I think I'm going to do a series of the household plants, because I think it's really cool. I think I used to only be into succulents and had tons of succulents because they're easy to take care of, but I figured out along the way that there's also a couple easy houseplants as well, and the pathos is one of them. So I will probably do those houseplants that I have, like the easier, beginner-friendly houseplants, if you will. Again, thank you, and hopefully we'll see you again soon on the